If I slay the dragon, will you meet me up that hill where we can chill? They say I'm bad for your health. Really, these humans don't know how to deal with the mimicry. I got you running up the hill, running up that hill. I just need your love right now. Running up that hill, running up that hill. Come meet your man over here. Life is upside down, in the upside down.
You have already lost.
No. You have.
It's a show which stars Winona Ryder, Sadie Sink, and some other upcoming actors. Millie Bobby Brown is one of them, and she's absolutely amazing. Winona Ryder is most famous for Girl Interrupted, a film about a girl who ends up in a mental institution because of throwing constant tantrums and being on the constant verge of madness. She's also famous for Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice. She often takes roles as a goth satanic type of person. Well, in Stranger Things, it is no different. She is the mother of Will, and Will is the chosen one in this series. So, what happens is a lot of things stray from the normal in Stranger Things. We did discuss it about, a month or so ago, and now we're revisiting that particular discussion. So Stranger Things is a complex show based on some of the writings of Stephen King. The Duffer Brothers were inspired by 80s culture, wanting to create a phenomenon like no other. The events that happen in the film do not actually take place in the 80s, but everybody is so obsessed with the 80s, they want to make it seem like that's where they want to play, please. Also, the place they're based in is called Hawkins. That's because some of the events of Stranger Things are based on actual events that happened in the life of genius scientist Stephen Hawking. Okay. So, Stranger Things has got some strange things happening. We have a villain called Vecna. Vecna is a version of Sauron from the Lord of the Rings universe. He worked with the American government to bring about apocalypse type situations. Why? Because Lex Luthor said if, Batman or Superman does not have an apocalypse to fight, well, then why do we have superheroes in tights? I don't want to see these superheroes anymore. Vecna was hired to also deal with the Soviet Union, the Nazis and things like that. Him and his monsters were so successful that he found it so stressful that he never got the credit. It was always the American government, the soldiers in Iraq, when he was the one secretly fighting the war with, Iraqi demons and such and such. So what happens in Stranger Things is that, out of vengeance, Vecna and his minions decide to create a universe called the Upside Down. This is a version of the underworld where he can summon his demons to wreak havoc upon Hawkins. The truth is quite shocking. The parents of the children in Hawkins are fed up of their children being considered the chosen one. Winona Ryder plays a version of Sindel from Mortal Kombat. she is in constant combat with her son. She doesn't like him very much. In fact, in season 1, when Will goes missing, it is her fault because she unleashed Vecna upon Hawkins' universe. He was playing a game of Dungeons and Dragons, not knowing that he was actually summoning demons that would come from the upside down and grab him. So in season 1, Will is grabbed and kidnapped by Vecna. In exchange, the citizens of Hawkins must give up 11. 11 is a clone. She is a woman who has been designed to become Vecna's lover and, prolong his universe. She's supposed to be the queen of his heart, but she is rebellious as fuck. In season 1, she breaks out of the lab and joins the Teen Titans. Bruce Wayne, or Batman, takes her in and decides to train her to harness her powers. 11 is also Raven from the Teen Titans universe. So Will, in season 1, takes Raven's place as the kidnapped child of Vecna. Vecna then uses him as, a spy, to spy on the world, to see what people were doing and how he can steal more girls. Vecna's a bit of a creep, but don't judge him, okay? So in season 1, we deal with, the kidnapping of Will, and the Teen Titans are trying to fight to get Will back, and they do manage to do that, but it's never the same. People start teasing him, man, say he came back from the dead. That's true, because he did die but came back with powers. Will is the chosen one. He tricked Vecna into, being used as a conduit for evil, when actually he wanted to reverse engineer Vecna's powers against him. Season 2, we are introduced to Max, or Mad Max. She's a video game champion and also Starfire from the Teen Titans universe. The entire gang fall for her head over heels. But it's mostly Cyborg who is so in love with her. He makes googly eyes at her and is dangerous for his health. You see, Sadie Sink, who plays Starfire, is secretly an agent working with the evil government and Vecna. She wants to become Vecna's lover and take over his evil kingdom since 11 left him. So what happens is Sadie Sink, or Starfire, is summoned to the Upside Down, where she becomes Vecna's queen, ready to take the crown. She's submerged in a deep sleep. She's in a coma in the real world, but Vecna has taken over her world. Season 4 is arguably the best season of Stranger Things because the fight to win the soul of Max is ever blazing. It's amazing. She stays asleep in the Vecna universe until Cyborg plays a song from the 80s, Running Up the Hill. This song opens a portal into the real world. If Starfire or Max can break out of the Vecna upside down dimension and jump into this portal, she will come back to consciousness. But she's like, no, I want the world to end. Me and Vecna are getting married. But you know what happens? Angels and demons convince her this is a bad idea. It's a no-no. So eventually she gives up and, decides to be like, no, Vecna, I can't marry you. I'm joining the Teen Titans again. In season 5, a girl called Holly is Vecna's latest victim. He wants to marry her, and she's also interested. So, in the form of Mr. What's-It, Vecna promises her greatness. She will become a princess. She will not be a loser, and she will inherit the kingdom of darkness. What does Holly do? Well, she chooses the unholy route. Holy. She joins Vecna, and she's held captive. But again, at the last minute, she's like, no, I can't do this. Vecna is pissed. He wants vengeance, so he decides to hold Holly hostage until his original girl, 11, comes to save Holly, and they can battle to the end. If 11 loses to Vecna, he will take her as his queen. But if she wins, then they shall vanquish Vecna to a different dimension. Season 4 was amazing. Season 5, even more amazing. To me, it's the most entertaining. The first 4 episodes, brilliant. Absolutely masterful. It's up to the Teen Titans to rescue Holly from the Upside Down. In order to do that, they must enter the mind of Vecna. See, the Upside Down is a combination of many things. One of them being Vecna's own subconscious, his deepest fears. He was mocked and ridiculed for being a bit of a monster, a bully as a child. And, he went wild because he wasn't allowed to join the Teen Titans. He was told he was too greedy, too evil. So instead, he joined some secret government mission to turn him into a monster with superpowers that can be then used to fight the Soviet Union and the Nazis. Well, that went well for him, but he got even more naughty because he wanted power. He became power hungry. He wanted to challenge the president, and that's how Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne, and the rest of the Justice League formed the Teen Titans because they wanted the little people to also win. They're like, we're busy fighting, Doomsday and other people. You guys can fight Vector, and that's how the Teen Titans have to fight Vecna. Okay, a lot of stuff. The mission of the Teen Titans is very interesting. Vecna wants to hold a wedding for Holly, and for it to be a holy matrimony, he invites all her friends to the Upside Down. You could have a tea party, a cake. It's gonna be amazing. It's up to the Teen Titans to stop this from happening. But the government, the evil government led by Linda Hamilton from Terminator, are trying to terminate the plans of the Goody Two-Shoes. They want Vecna to win so that he can return to beating up the Soviet Union and maybe putting Vladimir Putin in a coma. But he can't do that if he's so lovesick. So hurry up, please. Get married to Holly. We will not judge you for being a pedophile, okay? We just want you to get back to working for us. And Vecna's like,
Okay, I shall do it. I shall marry Holly.
but now the Teen Titans are trying to stop this unholy wedding from the different dimensions. So what happens is they try to kidnap the children from the army base. And this for me was one of the best episodes. Episode 4 has a young version of, a different version of Catman trying to save the children from being, witnesses to this unholy marriage between Holly and Vecna. Oh my God, it's terrible. So they snaked them out through an underground tunnel using the bathroom's door. But guess what? Vecna finds out about this. He sends his demi-dogs to go and get the kids. Well, unfortunately, the Teen Titans don't get their wish. They're not able to save the children. Vecna takes them to the Upside Down. But when all hope is lost, that's when Will is found. Using his powers of telekinesis, Will breaks the demigods apart, dismantles Vecna, breaks his leg, and almost crushes him to death. But the government and Lex Luthor are like, no, Will, we didn't know you had powers like this. You can't do this. You're not playing fair. 11 is the one who's supposed to fight him. So they tell Will to calm the fuck down. I'm ready for combat, man. Get a combat, man. Shout out to Eminem. So Will, he is told to hold back his powers and let 11 or Raven, the Chosen, would actually fight Vecna. So the entire season 5 they are stolen up to the point where 11 can travel to the Upside Down and fight Vecna. In the epic conclusion, we find 11 fighting Vecna, and it's one of the most epic battles of the show ever. She defeats him. Not easily, it was difficult, but secretly Will was holding all the cards. He was really doing all the heavy lifting. Do you even lift? Well, yes, Raven does lift, but just not as heavy as Bruce Wayne or Batman, and Will, if you get what I mean. Will even has to pretend to be gay, like, I'm gay, guys, I'm just gay. Well, it's not gay, it's just faking it. Anyway, so he's like, comes out, like, I'm gay, so that the government are happy and start laughing. Hey, your hero is gay. Yes, Will is the champion, but he's gay. He's not gay. He's faking it, okay? He's faking it. In the epic conclusion, what happens is Vecna is trying to unite the upside down dimension with Hawkins. He wants to bring Armageddon to civilization. Linda Hamilton is all for it. Why? Because she's part of the Lex Luthor Corporation. At this point, she's just fed up of Superman and Batman always winning. If Vecna can bring about Armageddon, finally the soldiers will be more relevant than maybe Superman and Batman who realize their frauds. Okay. So basically, like, Linda Hamilton is just fed up of everything. She wants everyone to die, okay? So she's like, Vecna, fuck it. End the world already. I'm sick of the Teen Titans. I'm sick of Will taking over everything. And, Vecna doesn't win because the Teen Titans are smarter. They've got some super genius men on their team, like Dustin, who is like Beast Boy. Spoiler alert, Dustin is a version of the Duster Brothers, right? In their universe, in their reality, their battle against demons and angels in the 80s, well, they used to pretend to be nerdy and weak, but they find a way to set the world again and again, writing stories, doing strange stand-up comedies that would inspire the soldiers of America to fight Hitler and other things. It's complicated. Anyway, so with Dustin and the other members of the Teen Titans, they're able to defeat Vecna and stop him from uniting the dimension of the Upside Down with the Hawkins universe. Episode 8, Season 5, Who's Our Main Set? We have a situation where Raven wants to commit suicide with her friend Bumblebee. The two of them are like, we're sick of this shit. I'm sick of Will always controlling me, always deciding that he's the one in telekinesis. I also have telekinesis, okay? I'm sick of you running my life. I'm ending this shit. I'm gonna die. I don't want the Teen Titans to marry me, okay? Okay, so, Raven, as selfish as she is, she's like, I'm gonna commit suicide. I'm gonna die in the Upside Down. But then her father, or, Bruce Wayne is like, no,
You cannot do that. I'm Batman. You have to save the world, Batman.
he stops her from doing that. But to fool Linda Hamilton, they fake the situation in which Raven sacrifices herself to detonate the Upside Down and destroy Vecna forever. What happens? It was just a hologram, using holograms and stuff. Bumblebee is able to fake a hologram and then manipulate the situation where Raven or 11 appears in the Upside Down, detonating the place and then dying. And then Mike has to pretend, oh no, you're dead, Raven. I can't go for my graduation. My girlfriend is gone. No, she's not. She had to fake a death to elude the evil government because they were going to use her DNA to make clones of Vecna. Obsessed with the end of the world. And probably they're going to find a way to resurrect Vecna. I don't know. There might be a spin-off of Stranger Things coming. Who knows? All I know is Stranger Things is amazing. The best season was season 1 though. Season 1, season 2, then it goes a bit downhill, but I still love it. The kids have grown up. They're no longer small, they're huge now. It's amazing, It's a huge show. It's one of the biggest Netflix shows of all time. It's mind-blowing. You just gotta watch it.
Life has been so unfair to you. Your childhood was taken from you. You've been attacked, manipulated by terrible people. But you never let it break you.
It is time to save the world from Vecna.
Fight for a world
He has been
beyond Hawkins.
a hell of a monster. 11 please save them. Do not take your own life. Just make that sacrifice.
I've
'cause
got
we love you. I'm gonna miss Stranger Things so much. I'm gonna miss it so much. I love you, 11. And Sadie Sink, Max, Lucas, Dusty.